quickly we head to Mr. Peter Levy, because now is the moment for Bring It to BCIC.
You buy a new car with the many and you'll never have to worry about any. That's because BCIC will always take care of you. Get easy insurance coverage accompanied by friendly, responsive customer service. Now that's the best feeling. For motor, home, business or more, call us at 440-7602 or visit bciconline.com.
Try to cut through traffic. This is a very busy Monday morning right here. What's going on over here? Okay, I'm hearing two rhythms at once. We'll try to cut through traffic. It's 10 minutes past 7 and time for a feature. Bring it to BCIC. You got a problem? Insurance problem? Wow. Well, don't worry about it, man. Bring it to BCIC. As a matter of fact, if you say that when you go to any BCIC location, you get $5,000 off your policy, or check out bciconline.com. That $5,000 could do you well, don't you? Check out any of their 8 locations on the island. They are in Kingston and Duke Street, Crossroads, New Kingston, where you find them. Crossroads, Duke Street. They're in Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, Savannah, Lamar, Portmore, and Mandeville. And here's a great Mr. Peter Levy from BCIC. Good morning, Mr. Levy.
Morning, Ron. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you, Mr. Levy?
I'm excellent, thank you.
Excellent. So we're bringing it to BCIC again this morning, Mr. Levy, even bigger and better on our Monday show. A number of factors have contributed to deciding what to change for an annual insurance premium. And that's what we're going to talk about today. What factors go into pricing of your motor vehicle insurance? What kind of factors go into it? So, a number of factors contribute to deciding what change for an annual insurance premium. So can you fill us in on that? What goes into your pricing at an insurance company? What factors go into pricing for your motor vehicle insurance? How do you know what you charge?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, this is a subject that can be very complicated, and I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. I mean, people go to university for years to
try to learn this. So,
but bottom line, it's basically the premium has to pay for the accidents that are going to happen. So if you have 100 cars and 10 of them in a given year, 10 of them are going to get in an accident.
Yeah.
And those accidents are going to cost $100,000 each. It's generally a lot more than that, but just for the sake of this example, you're going to have to pay out $1 million
in premiums.
That means you'd need $10,000 for each vehicle just to pay for the accidents.
Yeah.
So that's the baseline of what we what the premium is for. And then on top of that, we have there's some things that you can do that impact that amount. Like, for instance, we were talking last week about the age of the driver and the difference between kind of frequency of accidents for younger drivers.
Yeah, they're more frequent when it comes to accident. Right.
So that is a factor that comes into there, and we charge a little bit more for younger drivers and a little bit less for older drivers. And then there's the driving history of the individual, which also has a lot to do with it. So if you've been accident-free for a number of years, each year you get a discount on your premium, going up to a maximum of 60% off.
For mature drivers?
If you're a clean driver with no accidents.
Wow.
So if you've been 4 years without a claim, then you can earn up to a 60% on a comprehensive policy.
Wow.
So again, that's the biggest single thing that people can do to keep their premium manageable.
Just drive good.
Is to drive good and hope that nobody runs into your back or anything like that. The make and model of the vehicle is a factor as well, because what we find is that some vehicles are much more likely to be stolen.
Oh.
The thieves, they most of the time when they steal a car, it's for parts. So they tend to target the cars.
The popular ones. Yeah, the ones that people want parts for.
Exactly. So I won't go into specific make and model, but I think we have an idea of what those are.
Yes, sir. Mr. Levy, tell me about deductibles and excess.
Right, the deductibles and excess is so the excess or deductible, both words mean the same thing. Is that portion of the claim which the insured or the owner of the vehicle has to pay. So in the example I gave where you have that $100,000 claim, you might have a deductible of $15,000 or $20,000, that means that the insured has to pay that first 20,000, and then the insurance kicks in and pays the other 80.
Oh yeah.
So that is a standard 5% of the value of the vehicle, or the sum insured of the vehicle. But you can get a lower premium by taking up bigger deductibles. So in other words, you're saying, well, instead of taking the first 5%, I'll take the first 10%, and then I'll get a discount on my premium because I don't think I'm going to have a claim. Or you can take a lower deductible and say, I only want to be responsible for the first 2.5%, not the first 5%, and then I'll have to pay a higher premium.
That's all like good maths, man. That's all like good maths.
These are options that the owner has if you want to adjust your premium and kind of change the coverage that you have in order to result in a higher or a lower premium.
All right. So what you got problems? Bring it to BCIC. Or you want to get your vehicle or your house or contents insured? Bring it to BCIC. We're talking to Mr. Levy this morning about the factors that actually go into pricing of your motor vehicle insurance. So, Mr. Levy, here I want to talk about additional factors. Like, for example, if you're using a vehicle for a particular use, whether for commercial, your charge may be higher. Stuff like that goes into the factors as well.
That's right, yeah. Private use, which is just, normal. You have your motor car, you go to work, you take your kids to school, you go to the groceries, stuff like that. Private use is one set of prices. If you're using it commercially, which generally most commercial use is kind of goods carrying vehicles.
Yeah, goods carrying.
Trucks.
Yeah.
But you do have some commercial use of private cars. Like, for instance, if you're a sales rep or something and you're on the road and you carry samples and stuff, then there's those uses where you're on the road almost all day kind of thing result in a higher set of charges than a private use.
Oh.
So you want to make sure you have the right your policy is for the right use of vehicle. And obviously for a taxi, that's a different use altogether, and again the charge.
Yeah, you're gonna pay some different charges. So if you wonder why another person is paying different charges than you at the insurance company, it may be you need to check out the different factors that go into it: make and model of vehicles, driving history, age, use of the vehicle. And also I'm seeing one more quickly before we get into our questions, Mr. Levy, where you can actually reduce your premium if you restrict the number of persons who can drive your vehicle.
That's right, Ron. The standard cover from BCIC is called open cover, which means anybody that you give permission and who has a driver's license is allowed to drive the vehicle and is insured while they're driving the vehicle.
Oh, so.
But you can say, all right, I only want myself to drive the vehicle, or I only want up to 3 people, and you name those people driving the vehicle, and then you can get a discount if you restrict it.
Oh, discount again. Hey, BCIC give enough discount, So if I just tell you that only myself and my wife's going to drive this car, basically I can get a discount. Instead of having like an open policy where everybody drives it, right? Right, Mr. Levy? Oh, well, we lost our connection quickly. Can we get Mr. Levy back on quickly? Because we're about to wrap this up. We just got a few questions. Don't forget, if you got questions to bring to BCIC, you can actually call us or text us or WhatsApp us on 876-440-7602. That's 440-7602. And don't forget, everybody, if you're going to take out a policy at BCIC, once you get to the BCIC, any of the 8 locations are online at bciconline.com, or in Kingston on Duke Street, Crossroads, New Kingston, or in Ocho-Rios, Montego Bay, Savlamar, or try Portmore or Mandeville branch. Don't forget to say, bring it to BCIC. Mr. Levy. Yeah, Mr. Levy, you there?
Yes, I'm back now.
Okay, back again. All right, Mr. Levy. Quick, I just want to run through a few of the questions that we got from our listeners as we wrap up our program today, Bring It to BCIC. You can actually send your questions to 876-440-7602. All right, Mr. Levy, I try to move over the time, but I try not to crash because I don't want to, mess up my accident-free claim at BCIC. So why do I need to complete a proposal form when buying a policy? I find them long and, boring sometimes to complete. So why do I need a proposal form when I'm buying a policy? What is that?
So all of those factors that I just told you that make up the premium, all of those things that we take into account to arrive at the premium.
Yeah.
Proposal form is really the way that we find out all that information.
Oh, find out how you've been driving on the area and what you use the vehicle for and stuff.
Right. And the use of the vehicle and all of those things. So we have heard customers talk about the fact that it's a bit
one long form
complex and long to fill out. So we've actually done a lot to reduce it recently, and we brought out a new shorter proposal form just very recently. So
all right, I like that.
Experience should be a little better for people.
All right, Mr. Levy. Thank you, BCIC, because man, to full out that the farm there, man. Okay, I heard about BCIC's second vehicle. Somebody sending this one by WhatsApp. I heard about BCIC's second vehicle discount. How does that work? Second vehicle discount. How does that work?
Well, what that is that basically what we recognize is that if you have two vehicles and you drive them alternately, then the second vehicle doesn't represent the same amount of risk as having a single vehicle, because you're not going to have...
You're not going to drive it like your Benz, and you have your Corolla where you use every day, but your Benz...
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So whereas, when I was talking about your accident history, it used to be that would apply only per vehicle. So what we recognize is that if you're a safe driver with one vehicle, you're going to be a safe driver
with the other one.
More so because it's not on the road as much. So we said, you know what, we can apply that driving history discount, that no-fault discount.
Yeah, to the second vehicle. Oh, you mean. All right, Mr. Levy.
As long as you're the main driver on both vehicles, your discount applies to both vehicles.
I mean, I tell you something, I love BCIC, man. The way BCIC put things together is exactly how we do it ourselves. It's like you custom build these policies for us, Mr. Levy. All right, we're over time, Mr. Levy, but we wanted to ask you that if you're traveling on a grace period and you have an accident, or is there no grace period in insurance? Like you have a grace period on it up, I mean I drive, me crash.
No, there's no grace period.
No grace period.
You need to make sure that you renew your policy.
Oh gosh. No grace period.
At least up to the day when it's expiring. What we do is we do send reminders not only by mail but also by email.
Oh, you remind me. Okay.
And by text message. And we also, nowadays everybody have an alarm on their phone or a calendar on their phone. So when you get your policy, what we suggest is that set the reminder when it expire. And that way you make sure that you're covered all the time.
And BCIC me can print my own cover note?
So yeah, we've recently switched to plain white paper for insurance certificates and cover notes, which means that once you've paid your premium, we can generate the cover note or certificate for you and send it to you by email, and you can print it out.
Wow. So I'm going to have to come in and store and join online?
No, you don't have to come and join online, exactly. We still want to see it, though.
Yeah. We come check you if I ever once a year, Mr. Levy, but I'm not going to see you that often anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all right, absolutely.
You just send it to us, BCIC. All right, so you can get your policy, you can get your cover note sent to you by email now. So talk to BCIC and get your $5,000 off. And thanks, Mr. Levy. And have yourself a good day and big up BCIC.
Thank you, Ron.
All right. That's our link with BCIC, our insurance feature called Bring It To BCIC, British Caribbean Insurance Company.
You buy a new car with the many and you'll never have to worry about any. That's because BCIC will always take care of you. Get easy insurance coverage accompanied by friendly, responsive customer service. Now that's the best feeling. For motor, home, business or more, call us at 440-7602 or visit bciconline.com.